Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching New Vision TV News. We continue looking at more stories across the world. We now take a look at news around the East African region. We start off from Kenya, where more Kenyan men than women have died in road accidents in the last 1 year, the National Transport and Safety Authority has revealed. Now, the report released on Tuesday stated that 2,263 men, which is 83.3%, perished in road accidents compared to 459 women, which is 16.7%. The National Transport and Safety Authority further reports that the highest number of the accidents happened over weekends, with 497 and 480 on Saturdays and Sundays, respectively. We move on to Southeast Sudan, where at least 194,954 civilians are currently seeking safety in 6 protection of civilian sites located on United Nations mission in Southeast Sudan bases, the UN has said. The total figure, according to the latest update from the United Nations mission in Southeast Sudan, include 15,960 in Bentiu, 32,608 in Malakal, 29,745 in Juba UN House, and 1,935 in Bo, in the area adjacent to the UN mission in Southeast Sudan. We now move into news around the world. We start off with news in the continent in South Africa. South Africa's embattled former president Jacob Zuma will appeal a court ruling that he stand trial on corruption charges, his lawyer said Tuesday, in a last-minute move delaying a case of bribery allegations dating back to a 1990s arms deal. The trial would have been the first time Zuma faced a court on graft charges, despite a string of accusations over his long political career. The High Court in the southeastern city last week rejected his request to have charges of fraud, graft, and racketeering dismissed, clearing the way for the trial to start on Tuesday. But Zuma's lawyer, Thabani Masuku, told the court at the start of the trial that the ex-president would appeal, dragging on a case that has seen numerous legal twists over 15 years. News from Tunisia: behind the landslide victory of conservative political outsider Kais Saied in a runoff presidential vote where millions of young voters who describe him as a leader worthy of their trust as Tunisia's democracy takes root. According to a poll by the Sigma Polling Institute, around 90% of voters aged 18 to 25 voted for the political newcomer Saied, massively shunning his rival business tycoon Nabil Karoul. We move on outside the continent. In the United Kingdom, a Brexit deal could yet be reached this week, the chief EU negotiator said Monday. But member states warned they will not allow Britain to open a backdoor to their single market. British and EU officials are scrambling to draft a deal on Britain's exit terms before a summit of EU leaders start on Thursday, as Prime Minister Boris Johnson seeks to fulfill his vow to take Britain out on October 31st. European diplomats said Britain has already given grounds on customs rules for Northern Ireland, but must go further quickly if a deal is to be done this month. We close off news around the world from India, where text messaging services were blocked in Indian administered Kashmir just hours after being restored when a truck driver was killed by suspected militants and his vehicle set ablaze, authorities have said. Security sources say the decision to cut text services was taken to reduce the ability of militants to communicate. Indian authorities had only restored call and text services for mobile phones on Monday following a 72-day blackout in the restive Northern Territory imposed of New Delhi scrapped the region's semi-autonomous status. That is it for the news around the world. We now go to news in business.
In business today, Kisenyi traders in Kampala suburbs have embarked on rebuilding their structures after fire razed down their properties. Traders suspect the fire, which occurred yesterday evening, could have been caused by an electric short circuit. According to the area councillor Kisenyi 2 parish, Olengegi Simon Peter, over 200 people were affected and they have started rebuilding to resume operations.
They have no food, they have no shelter, they have no clothes, and they don't have even capital to putting up a shelter they should use. There are over 200 people that are affected in this area. Currently, as they are trying to rebuild their structures, we have said strictly they should leave 3 meters wide so that there will be enough access. Yes, the same zone, the same area, that's where we experience again the same incident of serious children perishing in fire.
Uganda's second licensing round was launched on 8th May 2019 at the 9th East African Petroleum Conference and Exhibition in Mombasa. 5 prolific blocks, all located in the Albertine Graben, are now available to potential investors. The licensing process has 3 main stages, namely request for qualification, pre-qualification, request for proposals, bidding, and negotiation. Local and international companies have an opportunity to participate in the pre-qualification stage either single-handedly or through joint ventures, provided they submit in their applications before 22nd November. According to the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, Mr. Robert Kasande, the second licensing round comes at a time when the country is progressing into field development and production of the already confirmed oil reserves. The manager, second licensing round, and the acting commissioner for the Upstream Petroleum Department, Mr. Frank Mujisha, says promotional road shows are planned to be held in major cities of London on 14th October, Houston 17th October, and Dubai on 22nd October 2019.
Thank you, Lynn, for the news and business. We now move on to our Daily Pearl of Africa series. Today we look at the water lilies. Uganda has many exotic plants growing on major water bodies, and some are hidden in forests and bushes. The most common exotic flowers you can find on the rivers and streams in the country are known as water lilies. The purple ones, sometimes red flowers, add beauty to the adventure while sailing on the water. Take a look. To meet such beauty involves getting out of your comfort zone and get on the most daring adventures on any of Uganda's waters. River Katonga, located in the southwestern part of Uganda, particularly in Remiaga County in Sembabule district, is where you find these beautiful purple flowers. Known to be the most species of water lilies, they have rounded, variously notched, wax-coated leaves on long stalks that contain many air spaces and float in quiet freshwater habitats. Their stalks arise from thick, freshly creeping underwater stems that are buried in the mud. The showy, fragrant, solitary flowers are borne at or above the water surface on long stalks that attach to the underground stems. Each cup-like flower has a spiral arrangement of its numerous petals. Interesting fact about the water lilies is that they are a national flower of Bangladesh. The blue water lily is a national flower of Sri Lanka. They are favorable for photography decorations but are not grown in homesteads. If you want to smell their aroma, shake off the fear and sail along any water to see the wonders of God's creation. For more Pearl of Africa stories, visit our website, which is newvision.co.ug/Pearl of Africa. A newspaper, The Sunday Vision, is also another home of adventures, so grab your copy every Sunday for Pearl of Africa stories. Such beauty is what you find in Uganda, so find time, come and visit the Pearl of Africa. We now move on to our daily I beg your pardon, we now move on to our special report. Now, teaching is a noble profession that shapes the character, caliber, and future of an individual. Reason, a vision group with various partners set out to recognize and appreciate these teachers. We continue showing you profiles of these extraordinary teachers. Today we look at the profile of Francis Rusagara of Chibubura Girls Secondary School and Sarah Mubiru, the headmistress of Unsabwe Church of Uganda Primary School.
You will not find the true meaning of teachers making a difference without Francis Rusagara of Chibubura Girls School. Rusagara has taught at Chibubura Girls School for more than 20 years. He boasts of successfully interesting girls to undertake science subjects and introduction of cyber schools technology tutorials, which have awakened a new interest towards science subjects.
I started with my own initiative of buying the software in my laptop, which was very mobile. But of recent, I have managed to install the cyber school technology solution in all computers of the school. It has got the visual component and audio component. To me, I call it assistant teacher. If it is an apparatus, instead of drawing it on the blackboard as a forged apparatus, there it is shown in real life experience.
With his good relations with the people, he acquired banana suckers and established banana plantation for the school. On many occasions, he doubles as a school driver to save on the money that the school could have spent on that service. Rusagara heads many projects at the school, keeping proper hygiene and sanitation standards. He maintains a school compound, all school assets including structures and vehicles, thus ensuring the smooth operation of the school. By supporting girl child education, Rusagara ensures that girls have access to a conducive learning environment. A mere teacher, as many would say, Rusagara takes pride in his profession. He gets his happiness from seeing his former students prosper in life.
He's such a wonderful person, and I'm glad to associate with him because he taught me in A level, and I'm glad that now I'm his headmistress. Rusagara is such a wonderful person that you need to associate with.
If you are to teach looking for money, you may be disappointed. Just they need to settle and love their job. Simple.
Sarah Mubiru is the head teacher of Nsambwe Church of Uganda Primary School in Mukono district. The school has registered great transformation in academics and infrastructure ever since she joined in 2013. On top of being the head teacher, Sarah finds time to conduct lessons to ensure that the school attains high academic performance.
I personally a mathematics teacher who did math double main at bachelor's. So mathematics is one of the subjects that bring problems to these children. So I had to come in the class and teach. I've been teaching P5 and P7 mathematics with a co-teacher. When you teach as the head teacher, you know which type of children you have or pupils you have. So you tend to bring in this and that for improvement.
Sarah's system of administration not only motivates the teachers and pupils, but also the parents. Occasionally, she delegates her teachers to important meetings so they can get exposure and a sense of belonging. Sarah now provides meals to the school to keep the little ones awake and strong so they are set to learn. Sometimes she gets cassava from her own farm to feed the pupils as the school finds means of buying farmland.
Some of the children come from home without taking anything, and most cases you find them collapsing. But as they are here, when someone comes, "Madam, I'm sick," you first ask, what accompaniment did you take in the morning when you are taking tea? "Madam, I did not take tea."
As Sarah plans to retire, she is satisfied with the developments she has spearheaded in all the schools she has served at.
Somewhere see you primary school, Church of Uganda founded school. We believe and trust in God and always praise His name. When I hear it being sung, I know that I have ever gone to a teacher's college who taught me how to read music, how to teach music, and who told me how to love music.
It is always refreshing to hear such extraordinary stories from the teachers who have taught us. Do you have an exceptional teacher? Teachers Making a Difference project is here for you. Nominate them and they can feature on New Vision TV next year. That is all we had for you today. Thank you for watching. Be sure to catch more news updates and other stories here on New Vision TV by visiting our website, which is newvision.co.ug/video. You can also follow us on social media. Facebook is the New Vision, Twitter is @NewVisionWire, Instagram is @NewVisionWire, and our YouTube channel is New Vision TV. Catch up with me on my Twitter handle. I am Ruthie the Voice. Thank you for watching. Have a good night. That I end with a fact file.